High school reunions are supposed to be celebrations, a chance to reconnect, to laugh about old memories, and to see how far everyone has come. But for Jamal Rivers, the idea of returning to Kensington Heights High carried a weight that most people never had to think about. Back then, he wasn't the star athlete, the honor student, or the popular kid with a perfect circle of friends. Instead, he was the quiet kid, the one who got mocked for his clothes, his dreams, and sometimes even the color of his skin. He was the kid the teachers overlooked, the one who ate lunch alone while pretending not to care. And he was the kid a group of classmates nicknamed Class Loser, loud enough for him to hear, soft enough for teachers not to intervene. 10 years later, Jamal had a life no one expected. Not his teachers, not his old classmates, and definitely not the people who once teased him for dreaming about success. When he received the reunion invitation, he thought it was a joke. And in a way, it was, because the bullies planned something. They wanted him there. They wanted to laugh again. They wanted to remind him of who he used to be, but they didn't know what Jamal had become. What happened that night would leave the entire class speechless, turn the bullies silent, and rewrite Jamal's story in a way none of them could have predicted. Jamal almost deleted the invitation when it first arrived in his inbox. He sat in his modern office overlooking the skyline. Glass walls, leather chairs, the hum of servers beneath the floor. The kind of place he once thought only rich people entered. His assistant, Carla, glanced over his shoulder. "Class reunion?" she asked. "Yeah," he said softly. 10 years. "You going?" He shrugged. "I don't know." Carla turned her head. "Well, normally you decide fast, but this one seems emotional." Jamal smiled gently. Something like that. What he didn't tell her was that he could still remember every hallway insult, every locker shove, every time he raised his hand in class, only to hear someone whisper, "Why is he even here?" The memories lingered, a reminder of the past that Jamal had worked hard to leave behind. He had worked hard, harder than anyone realized, to bury those memories, but the invitation dragged them back up like ghosts tapping on the door. Later that day, curiosity tugged at him. He checked the reunion website. That's when he saw it. A group chat screenshot uploaded by someone who clearly didn't mean to make it public. Jamal's heart sank as he read the cruel messages, the jokes about his past, and the plans to humiliate him at the reunion. The ghosts he'd tried to forget were now staring him in the face. "Let's invite Jamal," one message said. "Yeah, bro, imagine him still broke. He'll probably Uber here." Class loser reunion. Jamal stared at the words, not with anger, not even sadness, just clarity. He closed the website. Then he whispered to himself, "I'm going." The decision was made. Jamal would face his past, and he'd do it with a quiet confidence that his former classmates couldn't begin to understand. The following week, Jamal prepared quietly, yet purposefully. He booked a helicopter, not for show, but as a personal reminder of how far he'd come. His company, Rivers Tech Solutions, was a testament to his perseverance. Growing from humble beginnings to a renowned cybersecurity firm, Jamal sought closure, not validation, at the reunion. He wanted to confront the ghosts of his past and prove to himself that he had truly moved on. The reunion night was here, and social media buzzed with excitement and anticipation. Meanwhile, Jamal's helicopter neared the venue, offering a bird's-eye view of the gathering. The pilot's question hung in the air, but Jamal was resolute. He knew the impact his dramatic entrance would make, and he was ready to face whatever lay ahead. With a steady breath, Jamal prepared to step out of the helicopter and into the unknown. As the helicopter landed, the sudden gust of wind caught everyone's attention. Curious faces turned towards the aircraft and murmurs of surprise spread. The moment Jamal stepped out, a collective gasp filled the air. People couldn't believe their eyes. The once overlooked classmate had returned, exuding an air of success and confidence that commanded attention. The crowd held its breath, awaiting Jamal's first move. Jamal's understated yet sophisticated appearance stunned the crowd. His confident stride and composed demeanor stood in stark contrast to the timid, isolated teenager they once knew. The whispers grew louder, filled with disbelief and awe. People struggled to reconcile the Jamal of their memories with the man standing before them, a man who had clearly transcended his past. Marcus and Brian's reactions betrayed their discomfort. They couldn't fathom that Jamal, the boy they once tormented, had achieved such success. Marcus's disbelief and Brian's attempt at humor were feeble attempts to mask their surprise and unease. The tables had turned, and Jamal's presence now intimidated them, challenging the power dynamic they once enjoyed. As Jamal mingled with former classmates and teachers, the admiration and respect he received were palpable. Ms. Carter's heartfelt praise touched Jamal, reminding him of the few positive interactions he had in high school. Her belief in him, even back then, was a beacon of hope. Jamal's humility in the face of such recognition only added to his charm, making the moment even more poignant. The bullies observed Jamal's newfound popularity with growing resentment. Shane's question hung in the air, a testament to their confusion and disbelief. Marcus, fueled by bitterness, vowed to uncover the truth behind Jamal's success, unwilling to accept that the person they once belittled had surpassed them. Their animosity simmered, waiting to boil over. The atmosphere in the hall was lively, but Jamal's interaction with the bullies introduced a tense undercurrent. Marcus and Brian attempted to provoke Jamal, questioning his helicopter arrival as a boastful display. Jamal, however, remained calm and composed, refusing to engage in their petty games. His simple, confident responses hinted at a man who had long moved past their childish taunts. Jamal confronted the bullies with a quiet strength, his gaze piercing through their attempts at nonchalance. He called out their true intentions, forcing them to acknowledge the cruel plans they had made. Marcus's casual dismissal of their actions only highlighted their lack of remorse, revealing that they hadn't changed much since high school. Jamal's fearless demeanor made it clear he wouldn't tolerate their behavior anymore. It struck a chord, exposing the bullies' past attempts to define him and limit his potential. By pointing out their misguided assumptions, Jamal asserted his independence and the fact that he had defied their expectations. The silence that followed was a testament to the power of his statement, leaving the bullies momentarily speechless and introspective. Jamal's response was both poignant and powerful. He acknowledged the bullies' youth as an excuse, but emphasized the lasting impact of their hurtful words. By sharing how their cruelty inadvertently fueled his determination, Jamal transformed a painful past into a source of strength. His final statement served as a warning, implying that he had seen through their behavior and chosen a different path. Jamal's retort dismantled Brian's accusation, shifting the focus from comparison to self-improvement. His words resonated with others who recognized the truth in his statement. The support from classmates like Serena and the other speaker showed that Jamal's journey had not only transformed him, but also inspired those around him. The bullies, once the center of attention, now found themselves overshadowed by Jamal's grace and wisdom. Marcus's admission revealed a glimmer of regret, but Jamal chose not to dwell on it. Instead, he offered a profound lesson about the unpredictability of people's potential. By walking away, Jamal demonstrated true victory, not in revenge or superiority, but in liberation from the shadows of his past. His calm departure underscored the peace he had found, leaving the bullies and perhaps even himself to reflect on the transformative power of time and self-belief. The evening concluded with Jamal surrounded by gratitude and admiration. His presence had turned the reunion into a moment of healing and inspiration. The bullies' silent departure signified their defeat, not by Jamal's hand, but by their own realization of their past mistakes. Jamal's journey wasn't about vengeance. It was about personal evolution and inner peace. He emerged from the night not as a victim, but as a testament to resilience and the human capacity to rise above adversity. Jamal's departure was a fitting finale to his triumphant return. The quiet confidence he exuded, coupled with his refusal to seek revenge, spoke volumes about his character. As the helicopter ascended, it symbolized his ascension above the negativity of his past. The cheers and applause from his classmates were a celebration not just of his success, but of the man he had become, a man who understood that true victory lies in living a life of purpose and integrity. Indeed, Jamal's story marked a fresh beginning, one where his past no longer defined him. The once mock teenager had blossomed into a man of substance, earning respect and admiration. His transformation served as a reminder that labels and judgments are fleeting, and true greatness emerges when one stays true to themselves and strives for personal growth. Jamal's legacy would now be that of a resilient, accomplished individual who turned adversity into triumph. Thank you for sharing Jamal's inspiring story. It's a powerful reminder of perseverance and self-belief. If you're looking for more stories like this, engaging with the content and showing your support is a great way to encourage creators to share similar narratives. Let's keep celebrating uplifting tales of personal growth and triumph.